We are back in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Also want to welcome those of you that are tuning in today from the United Kingdom. So this broadcast going worldwide this afternoon from MetLife. All right, we know that rosters have to be cut down to 53 on Tuesday, AB. How about some of the positional battles you're looking for on the Jet side of things?
Yeah, the defensive line now. There's a lot of depth this year. It's going to be hard to make room for all these players. The DBs are plenty. We know the starters, but a lot of experienced young players. And then that fight for receivers 5 and 6. They're going to get a lot of time today to secure their spot.
Time to head downstairs to Otis, who's standing by with Jets head coach Robert Saleh in our Spectrum Mobile sideline report. Otis.
All right, coach, cut downs Tuesday, 4 o'clock. What do you need to see out of the guys that are in those hotly contested battles that you talked about earlier in our production meeting?
You know, it's the same thing. Continue to find ways to get better, show that the moment's not too big for you, and just put out your best effort and trust whatever happens will be good enough.
And as far as your starters go, is it as simple as get it in there because they're going to play tonight and just not get hurt?
Yeah, number one goal is to get come out of this thing healthy, but at the same time still want to give ourselves a chance to execute in a game situation, which we haven't really been able to do this preseason.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir.
I am back.
All right, Otis. When we talked to Coach Saleh, he said, look, it doesn't come down to just one preseason game. It's all about accumulating information, the totality of the situation, OTAs, training camp, joint practices, games. It's all part of the decision that both the head coach and GM Joe Douglas will make. The Jets won the toss. They will receive. Ryan Santoso just signed because Graham Gano has a concussion, so the 6'5" kicker will get things started. Tevin Coleman, deep man. We're underway, the preseason finale. The Jets and the Giants, and a touchback coming out to the 25-yard line for the Jets. Joe Flacco in year number 15, and we saw it during practice, saw it during the joint session. Still got some juice.
Yeah, he still wants to play football, too. This is a unique opportunity for him to get reps here, but ultimately lead this team early on. And he said he's got a lot of juice in the tank. And listen, there's no better place for him to be right now because the Jets need him.
First down from the 25 for the Jets. Michael Carter in at running back. Stutter step from Carter, tries that spin move, and Carter is forced down after the gain of 2 up the middle. Jalen Holmes with a stop. Today's offensive players to watch, brought to you by Verizon, the network America relies on.
Yeah, Tyler Conklin, one of many new tight ends in this group. They talk about him having an awesome summer training camp, and he's really been electric in the passing game. And how about this rookie, Garrett Wilson? Keep your eyes on number 17, smooth, big-time receiver, big play guy. He gets open when he runs his routes.
Moore and Davis in there at wide receiver. Toss it to the outside, and it's good enough for a first down. Hauled in by Davis. Move the chains after the grab, covering 9 yards. Corey Davis signed to that big contract last season. 3 years, $37.5 million.
Got to like the early start of the offense. It's always about getting your quarterback in a groove, get one out to your big play receiver as well. We talked about some of these young guys, but you're right. You talk about a guy like Moore, Corey Davis, who's really going to be a big-time component of this offense.
Uzama was in the backfield, shifts to the end of the line now on first down movement, a jump on that left side of the Giants defense.
Ball start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
And it was Laken Tomlinson, Pro Bowler last year, formerly with Detroit and San Francisco, most recently with the 49ers. Call made by Ronald Torbert, the veteran referee, so back it up for the Jets. Line of scrimmage is now the 30-yard line, 1st and 15. Joe Flacco over 40,000 career passing yards. Handoff. Cutting to the outside, it's Carter trying to shed a tackler and could not. Good open field play by Trenton Thompson, the rookie out of San Diego State, undrafted free agent, 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, you see the quickness out of Carter. I mean, you're talking about, look at that shift to the outside, making people miss in front of him and getting some yards. Him, Breece Hall, P. Ryan. This is a very busy, crowded running back room, along with a lot of position groups for this Jets team.
So second down and long for the Jets. Carter will head to the sideline. Breece Hall, rookie out of Iowa State, now gets the call, brings a little something different. Trying to block. Sidearm toss. Connection made. Braxton Berrios working it to the outside. Berrios has emerged as a legitimate target for this Jets squad. That covers 15 yards and a first down.
Well, this is experience right here, Joe, getting a little bit of pressure. Breece Hall trying to hold on. Good job taking your hands off, but accurate, catchable balls when the receiver's open in space. That's one thing a 15-year veteran will bring to the table at the quarterback position.
Berrios, originally a 6th-round pick in 2018, was with New England. Certainly can be effective in the slot and as a return man that we saw last season with the Jets. Shotgun, Flacco to throw it. Tosses. Nice hands by Elijah Moore, and some yards after the catch as well. He got tossed down by Aaron Robinson, the second-year corner from Central Florida, and that's a 9-yard catch and run.
There's a lot to deal with offensively now for the Jets, Ian. We talked about, this is a much different roster offensively. Davis is healthy. Berrios is great. Moore is good in space. We haven't seen Garrett Wilson yet, and the new backs, plus the tight ends. Joe's got to feel a lot better about in there, and you see how comfortable he is making those passes.
It is the first-team offense for the Jets. Second-teamers in here for the Giants. Handoff to Hall, and there's nothing there. Try to cut it to the outside. Tay Crowder, who is a starter for the Giants, was over there. Excellent awareness, has emerged as one of the leaders in just his 3rd year with Big Blue. Loss of 2.
Breece Hall's got an opportunity to be a very special running back for this football team out of Iowa State. All kinds of accolades. He understands the run game. He knows how it gets blocked up. He's had a tremendous camp for the Jets.
3rd down and 3. They're going to spread it here. They'll go handoff. Breece Hall carries the pile with him and bulldozes for 4. Needed 3. This drive remains alive inside the Giants' 40.
Breece Hall's a really good back, but he's really quick in space, doesn't miss the holes. He sees he's got that patience, but sudden burst to get that first down. And again, we talked about it. You said they spread out on offense. Well, there's more to deal with now. That opens up some seams for these backs when they run the football.
He was a serious workhorse in college. 1,472 yards, 20 touchdowns last season at Iowa State. 8th play of the drive from the 39. Fake it. Flacco trying to buy some time. Circles, looks downfield, darts one, incomplete. It bounced off the intended receiver, Elijah Moore. Tight coverage there from the Giants. Tamon Fox had a beat on Joe Flacco. Fox had one of the preseason highlights of the NFL in that victory over Cincinnati last week. Giants are 2-0. Jets are also 2-0 in the preseason. 2nd down and 10 for the Jets. Opening drive here, preseason game number 3. 53rd preseason meeting between these two teams going back to 1969. On 2nd down, Flacco has the time, lays it out there, too far. Looking for Uzomah. Incomplete.
Another great addition to the tight end room, coming over from Cincinnati. Brings a lot of experience to his game. Big, strong, excellent in this area of the field heading in to the red zone. And again, the combination between him and Conklin is a serious upgrade for the tight end position.
Yeah, when we asked Robert Saleh about these two guys, first on CJ, he said you'll see him in line 1st and 2nd down, but when he catches the ball, he's a violent runner. And with Conklin, 3rd down, 2-minute situations, man-to-man coverage. Flacco steps, throws across his body, catches made by Carter. He's got enough. And Carter lost the football. Giants recover it. Austin Calitro with the fumble recovery. The Jets cough it up, and the drive ends in a turnover.
Man, I'll tell you, this takes away from a great effort. A no-look pass by Flacco. You see there, Carter gets it knocked out. He actually almost went down with his knee. Ball pops out. Great play by the defense to get it back to the...
Jets turn it over on their first possession, so the Giants take over with their backup quarterback in there, Tyrod Taylor. Giants feeling good about this position. Taylor backing up Daniel Jones on a give to Breida. Spilled out after he gains 2 yards. Breida using that speed, trying to get to the outside. Had played with San Francisco, Miami, and Buffalo. Tackle made by Joyner and Eccles. Taylor is a 12-year veteran, Pro Bowler in 2015 when he was a member of the Buffalo Bills, signed to a 2-year, $11 million deal to back up Daniel Jones. 2nd and 8. Taylor, low throw. Looked like that one may have bounced in the direction of Robinson, the rookie out of Kentucky. It's incomplete. Today's defensive players to watch, brought to you by Verizon, the network America relies on, AB.
How about Quan Alexander, new linebacker for the Jets? A lot of buzz about the speed and electricity he's bringing to practice. And Carl Lawson, man, this guy's been aching to get back on the field after his Achilles ruptured last season. He's fired up. He's a guy to watch here on the bottom of your screen in this third down situation.
Yeah, Lawson told us how he prepares. I look in the mirror every day, ask myself, am I doing everything I can to be the best? The Jets get home. The blitz was on, and Quentin Williams, along with Lawson, leading the charge. Loss of 10. Taylor had no chance.
Yeah, I could probably circle everybody here. Watch this push. Everybody comes up front. Everybody's trying to win their one-on-one matchup, and there comes the outside pressure from Michael Carter to get that sack and bring them down. Listen, Tyrod Taylor's very athletic, but when you bring 7 guys coming at your face, it's hard to get away from it.
So the Giants go 3 and out. It is Jamie Gillen, former Cleveland Brown, booting it away. The Scottish Hammer with Braxton Berrios, the deep man. Backpedals, brings it in cleanly at the 21, has some room to work. Good cut by Berrios. And a flag comes down as he comes up just shy of the 40-yard line. A 59-yard boot, 18-yard return. Zimenez makes the play on special teams. So officials huddle up. Might remember Ronald Torbert from the Super Bowl, the Rams' victory over Cincinnati. The penalty marker is right at the 35-yard line. 2 of them.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 52 of the return team. The penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, New York Jets. Timeout on the field.
And that's the rookie Jermaine Johnson who gets called on the penalty. They'll back it. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Hyundai. To learn about Hyundai's advanced technology and award-winning safety, visit buyhyundai.com. And by BMW. Test drive a BMW at your Tri-State BMW Center, the ultimate driving machine. Back here at MetLife, no score. These two teams had a joint practice on Thursday just across the parking lot of the Giants practice facility. Both coaches raved about how professional it was and how beneficial it was. Flacco, hits his man. Perfectly thrown to Conklin. First down, Joe Flacco with a BB.
Well, great protection, number 1, to get the ball out. And again, just accuracy, right? You see Conklin come out of the outside here. He's going to run his route on the inside, get right behind the linebacker, and it's quick anticipation. Now, 2 tight ends in the same spot probably isn't right, but it's a good job of concentration by Conklin, and that's what he's going to bring to the table at the tight end position.
Fake the handoff. Flacco sets up, throws it long and incomplete. He skied it in the direction of the rookie Garrett Wilson. Time now for our Ford QB comparison. We're going to focus in on Joe Flacco, what he brings to the table in terms of experience and the fact that they are comfortable with the idea that if he's got to be the guy week 1, he's going to be the guy.
Yeah, his numbers speak for himself. I mean, those are big-time numbers as far as quarterbacks playing in the league now. But when you look about what he's done so far with this offense in training camp, everybody loves the way he's been preparing himself. And you see how crisp he's been early on in this game, and he's been on point.
Cut by Carter. Carter hit at the 49-yard line. Pickup of 3.5 on the play. Blake Martinez, who's been a tackling machine in his NFL career. He's back from a torn ACL from last year, helping lead this Giants defense. Sets up 3rd down and a long 6 for the Jets.
Yeah, great leader for this team, right? How much they missed him. He's a guy that kind of galvanizes the unit. We talked to Julian Love how much his importance was being in the lineup, and it's good to see him back healthy.
New defensive coordinator as well, Wink Martindale. Great reputation in this league. Flacco throws it too high. Once again, it was Conklin who snuck behind The linebackers and then the safeties had the responsibility, but Flacco couldn't locate him. It's 4th down. The Jets will punt.
Really good speed for Conklin. You see they're trying to get the ball to the tight end. We saw Uzomah on the same kind of similar route on the opposite side of the field. He gets a catch in the middle of the field with Conklin. So you see where 2 tight ends can really make it difficult for defenses to defend. We see it across the NFL. This could be an opportunity for the Jets where they can utilize these guys and help these receivers get open even more.
Braden Mann will punt it. Richie James, former San Francisco 49er, is the deep man for the Giants at the 8. A little bit of pressure. Jets handle it. Man high in the air trying to place it, and it bounces in the end zone out to the 20-yard line. 50-yard punt, but a net of 30. First quarter action continues here in East Rutherford. The Giants had a defensive celebration. Both teams. CBS 2 News every weeknight reporting stories that matter to you and your family. Join Maurice Dubois, Christine Johnson right here on CBS 2. Matt Breida is the running back. He gets the call. Breida goes down just across the 20-yard line. A gain of 1. C.J. Mosley combining with Jordan Whitehead to make that stop for the Jets. We had a chance to talk to Whitehead, and his excitement level being on this team and looking forward to what this secondary can be. It's all about communication in his eyes. Shotgun on 2nd and 9. Taylor, spin move. He is elusive. Taylor uses his legs to pick up a first down. Quality run from Tyrod Taylor. They'll get marked down at the 34. It is enough to move the chains. Carl Lawson just missed him.
You know, just like Joe Flacco and their backup, the Giants love what they have in Tyrod Taylor, and this is a big reason why. 12 years in the league, he's still got escapability. He can extend plays, and it really helps you when you have an offensive line that's been struggling over the past couple years.
Breida gets the carry, not much there as he tried to cut it to the outside. In fact, it's a loss on the play of 2 yards. And one other thing about Tyrod Taylor, he's always had a really good feel. Decision making, doesn't make big mistakes. If you look at his touchdown interception comparisons through the years, he's won in this league, and I think the Giants feel very comfortable with what they've got at that position. Jump on the left side of the Jets defense. Solomon Thomas was looking for an edge.
Offense number 79.
And he was coaxed.
5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That is Will Holden, the 6-year veteran, called for the false start. Hey, if you're tuning in to see coverage of the LPGA CP Women's Open, you can watch it right now on our sister station, WLNY. Change at running back. Gary Brightwell, who was drafted out of Arizona last season, now in there. Taylor throws. Catch made at the 30 by Wan'Dale Robinson. Slot receiver, had 104 catches for 1,334 yards, 7 touchdowns in his last year at Kentucky. He had transferred from Nebraska, picks up 4.
Yeah, shifty, electric, a guy that can get open in space. Very similar to the Jets' Elijah Moore. They feel like he's a guy that could be a mismatch problem with his movement ability at the receiver position.
And Giants fans finally getting a chance to see Robinson out on the field here in the preseason. Shotgun for Taylor, 3rd and long. Steps up, avoids it. Taylor buys time, intercepted at the 45. Michael Carter, the 2nd. The Giants, turnovers, a huge problem the last few years. And the Jets get a defensive celebration of their own here in the opening quarter.
Listen, Tyrod Taylor was thinking about running this. He pulls up, and this was a mistake. Look, Carter, he funnels back to the outside receiver.
Giants, Michael Carter, the second-year defensive back out of Duke, gives the Jets offense a chance inside Giants territory to open up this possession. Breece Hall is the tailback. Flacco on a give. Hall. He's got a running lane. Oh, beautiful move on a little shake and bake. The subtlety of it. It lured the defender, and he turns it into an 11-yard gain. It was Cordell Flott who was over there and got beat.
Yeah, that's what he brings. That's what Iowa State he did in their offense, is all that cutback running. He's got a great feel. Everything over pursues defensively, sticks his foot in the ground, gets a really nice gain.
Hall stays in there. Line of scrimmage is the 37 with 4.5 to go in this opening quarter. Hall bouncing it, and at least turns that into something as he crosses the 35-yard line, angled off by Tay Crowder. All right, Joe Flacco so far, what have you seen, AB?
Yeah, consistency, right? He's making the layups. Great throw out here to start the game to Corey Davis. Comes back again, a little pressure. He's flushed out, changes his arm angle, gets it out to Berrios, and then finally hits the tight end. Quick, tightrope throw down the middle of the field, gets the big tight end. I mean, he's utilizing all his weapons. I think he's got plenty of them out there, and he's seeing the field and hitting all the guys that are open.
37 years old. When we talked to him the other day, he said, I haven't gotten to a point where I thought about not doing this. It's Tyler Conklin inside the 30-yard line. Nate Meters, fourth-year safety from UCLA, limits the damage, 7-yard pickup. Flacco also told us after neck surgery there was a moment where he thought he might not get signed, and that was the first time it had hit him that maybe he wouldn't be able to play football, so he's really savoring all of these opportunities. They're down to 1. Jets trying to keep this drive going. On the ground, it's not going to happen. Breece Hall got engulfed. Nick Williams, 9-year veteran, was right there to make the play. A loss of 3.
Yeah, he gets pretty good penetration here in the middle of the field. It comes right through. There's a little miscommunication there on the block, so I circled the wrong guy. He comes right through. They're down blocking. He kind of olays it. Offensive lineman looking for those defensive linemen to go with them on that zone. He actually goes backdoor. Defensive coaches don't like it, but if you do it, you better get there, and he makes a big play.
Greg Zuerlein has won the kicking job for the Jets, beating out Eddie Pinheiro. This is a 49-yard attempt. 11-year veteran from 49 yards away. He drills it. Jets score first. Greg Zuerlein, known as Greg the Leg, wants to keep that nickname going. And you do that by knocking home long field goals.
It's an area where the Jets don't really want to worry about it anymore, right? They finally feel like they got a veteran kicker. He's got a big leg. This is really a position that's something that when you talk about Boyer and the success, the ups and downs, to continue to get what they did in the back end of the season, making these kicks and making those points when they get those opportunities.
Right now, a word from the Jets.
Are you following the New York Jets on social? Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Trust me, just do it.
Jets with victories over Atlanta and Philadelphia in the preseason. Giants with wins over Cincinnati and New England. Jets did not play their starters in the second game of the preseason against Atlanta. The Giants played their starters in both of the first 2 games. Part of the reason why the decision was made by Robert Saleh to go with his starters today, and for Brian Daboll to rest the majority of his. Giants will open up the season at Tennessee. The Jets will host Baltimore in Week 1. Brightwell from the goal line will take it out. Brightwell shoots through the middle and goes down across the 25-yard line. Giants will have the football. Let's take a look at the Kane University scoring summary. 5 plays, 17 yards after the interception, 2.5 minutes. Zuerlein banging in a 49-yarder.
I want to take some positives right out of your drives. I mean, these guys are probably playing maybe one more series into the second quarter, and you want to be able to score some points, get a good drive there. Good field position. Defense has done a nice job the last 2 series, in particular the turnover that Michael Carter gets. See if they can continue that in this one.
No Daniel Jones today. Tyrod Taylor remains in there, avoids the rush. Taylor throws on the move. Wide open connection made. It's Bellinger. And the Giants could have a bigger problem. Taylor slow to get up. Michael Clemens in pursuit. And Taylor is down.
Just an unbelievable throw.
25-yard catch by the rookie out of San Diego State. But right now the concern is for Tyrod Taylor. Davis Webb is the 3rd-string QB.
I mean, to elude this right here from Jermaine Johnson, look at Michael Clemens' heat-seeking missile. The fact he was able to get this out, but he pays for it for getting that throw out. Michael Clemens, 6'6", 270 pounds, really just land drives his shoulder into the ground. He rolls off quick. It's not illegal. But, man, that's a big body over the 6'1" Tyrod Taylor.
Clemens, strong, relentless. Texas A&M, 4th-round pick. And at least looking at it live and then on the replay, a textbook release by Clemens, not driving into Taylor after the play was already over. But that's going to happen when you've got those big bodies making plays like that.
Yeah, you get a quarterback rolling out to the outside, and you know Michael Clemens is a very good athlete at defensive end, chased him down well, and he did roll off him once he hit him, but that body weight landing down. It's good to see him running off the field now on his own. Last thing you want to do, right, is have an injury and see Coach Dable kind of going over to him, walking him off. That's great.
Yep, Taylor jogging off. Michael Clemens listed at 6'5", 270. There was a moment where you weren't sure with Taylor if he was just going to try to get up, but then he quickly realized that that was not going to happen immediately. So the 25-yard pass play puts the Giants into Jets territory. Davis Webb played very well last week and goes across his body. It's Bellinger once again. 4th-round draft pick. Bellinger last season at San Diego State, 31 catches, 357 yards, 2 touchdowns. Here's Davis Webb, who had a stretch with the Jets, started with the Giants, then the Jets, then Buffalo. Obviously has the relationship with Brian Dable, and part of the reason why he's here. He knows the offense.
He really does. He talked about how easy it is when he stepped in, and Daniel Jones trying to figure it out, and Tyrod Taylor and Davis just steps in and really brings a nice element to it.
Brightwell, open field tackle made. Boy, that could have been a long run, but Brandon Echols stayed on it just to limit it to 9 yards. It's a 1st down for the Giants inside the 35. And Echols is asking to come off and head to the sideline. He will. Rashad Wildgoose will come in and replace him. We'll hit the 1-minute mark of this opening quarter. Daniel Jones has got the hat on, not expected to play today. Webb, play fake. Pocket collapsing, and Webb can't get rid of it cleanly. Ball bouncing around in the area of Chris Myrick, and it's listed as incomplete. Pressure from Anai as the pocket was falling apart.
Yeah, it's a good job. Huff does a nice job on the outside, too. Both of those players eluding 2 blockers, and you see Anai, who's really made an impact in the preseason at the defensive end position.
Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich now in his 2nd year. He crossed paths with Robert Saleh back in their Seattle days. Flip it, little trickery. Robinson, the speed. Robinson leans in, and it should be enough for a 1st down. Wan'Dale Robinson picked in the 2nd round. Quincy Williams over there defensively, but you just got a little taste of what he brings to the table.
Yeah, it's a good job by the right tackle, really hooking Quan in, and a good block by the tight end, and that's what Robinson's going to bring. A lot of diversity. He can run a route, he can get the reverse, he can run the ball after the catch. All those things are part of his package that he'll bring to this offense for the Giants.
Running play. Brightwell loops around and gets hit from the side. That was well sniffed out by Will Parks, 7-year veteran. Parks got mentioned by Saleh in our production meeting, got mentioned by some other Jets defensive players about the impact he's had in training camp in the preseason. End of 1 at MetLife. The Jets leading the Giants 3-0. We'll have 2nd quarter action. The Jets regular season kicks off Sunday, September 11th, MetLife Stadium. Be here for the 2022 home opener when Gang Green takes on the Ravens at 1 p.m. Secure your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Savings are available for groups of 10 or more. Moments ago, Giants backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor carted off down the tunnel back to the locker room. So it is Davis Webb's show right now. Obviously, the Giants would like to avoid any part of Daniel Jones being out there. Any update we get on Taylor, we'll pass along. Bootleg. Webb. Angles out of bounds. Chased down by Michael Clemens.
It's the last
once
guy.
again. check in with Otis.
Yeah, guys, I guess got a report from the Giants. Tyrod Taylor left out on the card, as you've shown. He has had a back injury. He is questionable to return.
All right, thanks for the clarity there. Obviously hoping that Tyrod is okay, and this is more precautionary than anything else. 3rd down and 6 inside the 20 for the Giants. Just underway here in the second quarter. Webb, soft toss. Catch is made underneath by Sills, but had nowhere to work. Jamie and Sherwood helped make sure of it. No gain on the play, and it's 4th down.
That's a good job by Jets defense. Huff forces Webb to get the ball out of his hand early to his underneath receiver, and then being in a point to make that tackle. That's a good job by Sherwood there, securing it, bring him down short of the sticks.
So Giants had to make a roster change just to add a kicker for this one. Ryan Santoso, who had spent some time with the Giants previously, also Tennessee, Carolina, and Detroit. 36-yard attempt for the Minnesota product. And he curves it through. Got a tie game. 6'5", 258 pounds, not numbers you normally assign. Tied at 3. Let's take a look at the Kane University scoring summary. New York Giants getting their first points of the day. 9 plays, 56 yards. Santoso, 36-yard field goal. We spoke with Daniel Jones earlier in the week. He said he spent a lot of time in the spring watching Buffalo tape, learning the verbiage, the route concepts. He's picked up a lot from Davis Webb, who knows his offense. Many believe Webb will be a future coach in this league. Tyrod Taylor experienced as well. And Daniel said Taylor is just so super consistent in what he does in his routine, and that's been very helpful as well. Joe Flacco, certainly consistent in what he does, and Zach Wilson has been in that quarterback room. When we asked Flacco about it, he said, hey, I want to help, share my experience. We've all got personal goals, team goals. Zach torn meniscus on the 2nd possession of that first preseason game against Philly. First down at the 25. Handoff. Carter wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. He could not break away from Justin Ellis. So we have seen a sprinkling of starters in there for the Giants defense.
Yeah, a couple guys. And listen, this is a great opportunity for these players that are in this game to prove themselves against really good competition with the Jets. The Jets are playing their Wednesday offensively. So if you're looking for players, if it's not the Giants, there's other teams out there. It's going to be a mad, crazy couple days here for all these different teams trying to pick up waiver players, guys that get released. So these guys feel like they got a good chance to at least secure the position here or somewhere else.
Cutdown day is Tuesday, down to 53. Flacco gets out of trouble, throws, catch made, Uzomah. 2 Giants over there to bring down C.J. Uzomah now in his 8th year. Ellis combining with Zimenez. 6-yard gain.
You know, these are something here to me that this is going to be big for the Jets. To have the ability to have a player like Uzomah or some of these other tight ends to just check it down, big body, catch the ball, and get themselves a few yards. Now they put themselves in a situation 3rd and 3. You have a lot more open playbook here for Mike LaFleur to pick from.
Yeah, the numbers from the tight end group last year, they were amongst the worst in the NFL. 31st in the league in catches and receiving yards amongst tight ends for the Jets. 3rd and 3. Flacco intercepted. He tossed it right to Calitro down the sideline for the touchdown. Completely telegraphed. And the Giants make Flacco pay.
It really comes down to when do you let a play die. The blitz was picked up. A lot of time here. So you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. Nothing's there. All of a sudden now you're trying to go against the grain, right? Don't ever throw back against something that Joe Flacco's been told a million times his career, but ultimately there, a big-time play, and of course you see this hit. You never want to see those shots on the quarterback, a flush shot there by the linebacker in that situation. So you take a shot and you make a poor play, and ultimately ends up in a touchdown for the Giants.
The pressure came from Zimenez. The Giants turn it into 6. They tack on one more to make it 7. 10-3 Giants. Jets with the picks. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Kane University, where Cougars climb higher to achieve their dreams of earning a college degree. ASAP, Skip big lines, not big plays with ASAP Express mobile ordering straight from your phone. And by MetLife, the official insurance of the New York Jets. Well, so many people through the years who have spent time with both the Giants and the Jets. Leonard Williams, one of the notables and most recent figures that was with the Jets, drafted by the Jets, traded to the Giants. Over the head of Coleman, coming out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, you know, you go back to this play, and we talked about in the play before how he has tight ends to leak out. When you watch this kind of draw out, you'll see the rush come. You can play it. Watch when all these bodies get picked up by the offensive line. Now, as Flacco starts to retreat to the right, you'll see the running back falls. He gets up. Pause it right there. There's some space right now for him to get him the ball, but the problem is Kalitra sees that, reads it, runs back, and then ultimately Joe Flacco just can't get a touch on that ball, getting forced back from behind, taking that hit, and just a tragic mistake there because the fact it led to a touchdown.
New quarterback Mike White in for the Jets. 12-18 mark of the second quarter. That'll do it for Flacco today. Mike White brings this idea, and I know it's been put out there. Chris Streveler's look good. He's brought energy. I think it's pretty safe to say Mike White is the fixture right now at the number 3 quarterback position for New York.
And he really did a nice job stepping in last year for Zach Wilson's injury. So you're talking about a guy that understands the system. He kind of been through those big games that they played when Zach Wilson was missed last year and stepped up and did a really nice job.
2nd and 6. White out of the gun, throws to a spot, and hooks up with Jeff Smith for a first down. Smith just goes about his business. Nothing flashy, brings speed, smarts. Former high school quarterback, played some QB at BC as well.
Yeah, and he's one of those receivers. Obviously, they're fighting that 5, 6, maybe a 7th receiver, depending on that is. Right now, we have not seen Denzel Mims, who's been a little bit of a story this week, and he's in the game right now getting valuable reps.
Mims, number 11, requested a trade. Robert Saleh said there still might be some wiggle room to make this work. Coleman, strong run right up the gut for 9. It's part of why they love Tevin Coleman. One-cut runner, but does have patience, and he has done it at this level before.
No better feeling when a running back goes straight downhill and everything just opens up, sticks a foot in the ground, gets a little forward lean, almost so much that you fall forward on your own. But just a nice run, good job inside of really getting that hole to open up and bursting that run up front in the middle.
Ty Johnson now in, Maryland product, formerly with Detroit, on a 2nd down and 1 from the 46. Johnson gets the call, tossed down, and once again it's Calitro. He's been everywhere for the Giants. Loss of 1. Calitro has bounced around in his 5 years. Seattle, Jacksonville, Denver, and Cincinnati. Played his college ball at Villanova.
Yeah, it's a nice job. Lineman can't get to the 2nd level. He sees a crease, hits it with some authority, and again, he's standing out. He's got the interception here in the last series, and nice tackle there at the line, behind the line of scrimmage to hold him on that 2nd down run.
So now a 3rd down and 2. From the 45, Berrios, the motion man for the Jets. They flood the one side with receivers. White, protection holds up, throws, ball is tipped, and it's caught. Jets were fortunate. Garrett Wilson in the right spot. Good concentration. It floats into his hands. Maybe not the way they drew it up, but it's a 12-yard pass play and a 1st down.
Those are the toughest ones. Ball get tipped up in the air there by 95, and there's bodies and players all over your back. But I'll say one thing about Wilson. If the ball is in his vicinity, he will catch it. Outstanding hands, and he's going to be a special receiver. We're going to see a lot more of him here in this series.
Quincy Roche had the deflection. That'll move the chains for the Jets. Wilson, the rookie, 10th overall pick out of Ohio State. Really impressive young man. Fake it. White, wide open. Makes the connection. Yaboa. 13 yards on the catch and run. Now, you talked about positional battles. That tight end spot has got a lot of talent.
Yeah, complete sell here. Good job by Mike White. You see all the defenders really get fooled on this one. Nice little sneak out by Yaboa. Big, strong, powerful tight end. Again, you're right. Him, Wesco. You have Lawrence Cager, the converted receiver from Georgia that they've really liked during training camp. A lot of extra bodies here. Just valuable players that they have to make tough decisions with.
10 completions for the Jets. 9 different receivers. Opening for Johnson. Tyler Johnson for 9. Counted down to the 8-minute mark of this second quarter. It'll be 2nd and 1. Ty Johnson, 6th-round pick in 2019, physical runner. Also brings a little change of pace.
Yeah, again, another position, a lot of deep bodies. They can't keep them all. Michael Pirine, who are these guys? And even Zonovan Knight, who they like, will probably be a practice squad player, is another big back that comes into the game.
2nd down and 1. White tosses underneath. Barrios makes one-man miss. Barrios down the sideline. Trying to get there, and he does. Touchdown, Jets. What a play, walking the tightrope. Braxton Berrios, 21 yards.
Everybody talks about him as a special teams guy. I'll tell you, this is special right here. You make that tackle in space, you're able to break it. It's an excellent job. Look at the burst of speed on the outside to stay in bounds, get yourself a touchdown. It's a good job going against the rookie here. Get the balance, holding himself up, and he's got that burst. We all know that. I'll tell you, what a valuable piece of this football team. Sneaky speed, but really effective receiver for this team.
It was Cordale Flott, 3rd-round pick from LSU, that got faked out on the play. And now the Jets looking for the equalizer. Extra point is good from Zerline. Braxton Berrios, yards after catch, capping off an 8-play, 75-yard drive. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Ford, brought to you by your local Ford stores. Spectrum, switch and save with Spectrum Mobile. Visit SpectrumMobile.com. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Jets and Giants all tied up, 10 apiece, 7:44 to go in this first half. The touchdown, Berrios, 21 yards on a terrific effort. Mike White replacing Joe Flacco. Flacco finishing the day 7 of 12, 76 yards and a pick 6. Brightwell, return man from the 1. Brightwell slowed down, and he's dropped at the 21-yard line. That's where the Giants will have it with Davis Webb in there. Delshon Phillips makes the play on special teams. So a lot of turnover for the Giants. They're on their 5th head coach, 3rd GM in the last 8 years. 5 straight seasons of double-digit losses, 7 of the last 8 years. And the hope is that Brian Daboll can bring all of that experience that he's had with Buffalo, Kansas City, New England. The Jets, in fact, go back to his 2 years quarterbacks coach. He had Chad Pennington and Brett Favre in 07 and 08 in that position. Webb on the toss. And James accelerates.
He's a play caller for Saban too at Alabama. So, you know, listen, he's been around some of the biggest programs, organizations, and ultimately it becomes a culture change. How do you get this team that with all the past and the losses and the culture and turn this thing around and get the most out of your quarterback? I think it's going to start up front. We can get into those linemen later, but they feel a lot better with the guys they have up front moving forward this season.
Webb sells the fake. Puts it on a line to Bellinger, who's been heavily involved, and he's got a first down for the Giants, met by Will Parks on the play. That covers 5 yards. And you can tell Davis Webb is very comfortable in this offense. Everything is reacting. He's not thinking out there at all.
There's nothing better than having that understanding. Think about Daniel Jones. How many different offensive coordinators he's had over the last couple of years. He's still learning this system, and it's going to be easy for Webb, but again, it's a challenge, you know. Talking to Jones, too, like, what are you doing in your offseason this year? You're a 3rd-year quarterback.
Oh, big pop! Ball came loose at the 35-yard line. Ball carrier Antonio Williams, and he took a major smack from Quan Alexander.
How about welcome to the Jets? Welcome to New York. Meet Quan Alexander. Look, bam, look at that pop right on the football. I mean, that's an unbelievable play there. Antonio Williams didn't know what hit him. Look at this one. Boom.
That's football right there.
Quan Alexander, a Pro Bowler in 2017, had been with Tampa Bay, San Francisco, New Orleans, high energy. That relationship with Saleh going back to the Niner days. Webb Over the middle, it's caught, but another quick hit. Gary Brightwell smacked by Jamie Sherwood. Let's take you back to Quan Alexander.
That's great.
He's dealt with injuries and certainly affected his production in recent years. The Jets believe they're still getting a player that is going to help them immensely at that linebacker position. 3rd down and 6. Webb operating out of the gun. Rush coming. Webb gets rid of it, and it's offline. A little bit low in the direction of Darius Slayton, trying to make this team now in his 4th year.
Good pressure up front by the Jets, and Denzel Smart. Yeah, Quan Alexander, if he's healthy, I do know this. He talks a lot of trash. He brings a lot of enthusiasm to practice on a day-to-day basis for this football team. And I promise he's going to be on that field real soon. He could be a really great combination between him and obviously Mosley there. And you have Quincy Williams, who had an outstanding season last year for the Jets.
So once again, it's Jamie Gillen punting it away. Calvin Jackson gets under it. Fair catch called for and brought in cleanly at the 24-yard line. Action drama where redemption is found when it's least expected. The new series, Fire Country, Fridays this fall on CBS 2. So we talked about the Giants looking to turn things around this year. The Jets have the longest active playoff drought in the NFL. Last postseason appearance was 2010 when they went to the AFC Championship game against Pittsburgh. Robert Saleh and the rest of this young roster is focused on the here and now and not about the past and whatever the shortcomings have been. White right through the hands of the intended target, Lawrence Cager, who's been a standout in the preseason and training camp. That's a drop for Cager.
Yeah, lets the ball get into his body a little bit, but yeah, I mean, he's making that transition. It's not easy. It's not easy to go from another position to tight end, particular receiver. You got to put weight on. You got to learn how to block and pass protect. He is the best route runner of all the tight ends because of the fact he's a receiver, but all those details of the position he's still picking up. But they love the way he's been growing every single week at training camp.
Cager had a stint with the Cleveland Browns, signed as a free agent by the Jets in 2020. Fake the handoff. White zips it in there, complete at the 40-yard line. Denzel Mims. What does the future hold for Mims? Well, we should get some clarity early in the week when the Jets have to make some decisions regarding their own roster and whether or not they're going to send Mims elsewhere.
Yeah, well, look, he's, third-year player. He's frustrated. A lot of that's on him. The early frustration wasn't really getting himself prepared to be on the field and play the position. And they've talked about him all training camp, how well he's done, how well he's picked it up. He wants to get out there with the first team, but he has to keep going out there and proving it. And sometimes, players are young. They want to be out there. They get frustrated.
1-yard pickup for Tevin Coleman. We're going downstairs. Check in with Otis Livingston.
That's right, and I'm joined by Jets defensive lineman Carl Lawson. And Carl, you were the talk of the training camp last year. Unfortunately, got hurt with the Achilles injury. How did it feel to get back out there and get your first action?
Oh, it felt great to be able to get out here and just play with my brothers. I'm so happy to be able to just do that. Been in meetings with these guys, been on the field, to just be able to go out there and just play with them is just like the biggest thing. And I'm just happy to be out there.
What was the most difficult part to get over, the mental or the physical aspect of that rehabilitation?
I think both, but it makes you stronger, and you just got to keep on pushing.
When you look around that defensive room, how good can this defense be? We saw some hits today. We got an interception, all that stuff. How good can this defense be?
I think the sky's the limit, but we just got to take it each day and get better and do the little things right, and just keep working on our craft each and every play.
So most of this camp and last year, you haven't had the ability to play, but you've been able to take mental reps. What's it like playing in a Robert Saleh defense?
Oh, it's really fun. Fast, physical, violent. That's all the things that I'm about, and that's all the things that this defense is about. So I'm really excited to be in it.
So are you expecting bigger things this season?
Of course.
Fast, violent, physical.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to look for that this year. I am back to you.
All right, Otis, thank you very much. They tried the deep shot to Calvin Jackson, the rookie out of Washington State. He couldn't shake free. And it's incomplete. 4th down for the Jets. And last thing on Carl Lawson, when we asked him what he did just to stay focused during the injury and how he got through it. He said he listened to a lot of David Goggins, former Navy SEAL, ultra-marathoner, motivational speaker, and that helped him just mentally in handling the day-to-day aspect of rehabilitation.
It's hard to sit in a training room every single day and think about, is this foot and this heel ever going to come back the way it's supposed to? Can the Achilles is such a tender area there. But he says that confidence came when training camp started. He's able to kind of build that strength up, and he feels confident. I'm excited for him. I can't wait. He's going to be a big factor for this defense.
45-yard kick from Mann, no return. They're going to have it inside the 10. The Jets ground attack presented by ASAP. And Anthony, this offensive line, they feel good about the changes that have been made here. What can this group be when it's all said and done?
I think they can be a top 10, top 12 offensive line. I mean, you look at the addition of Brown, who, quite frankly, probably a lot of other teams were going to take him. You look at Dallas, the injuries they had. He was going to be a hot commodity. Chose to come here, and he was ready to go. Fan, AVT, all these guys are ready to go. Tomlinson, obviously the new sign, bringing all those experience playing career games, career starts, and Pro Bowls. They could be special if they stay healthy.
Throw was incomplete. Slayton, the intended receiver. Davis Webb, the quarterback for the Giants. Daniel Bellinger being checked for a concussion. And Jalen Holmes for the Giants defensively, same situation. Tied at 10 with 2:43 to go in this first half. 2nd down and 10 for the Giants. Running play. The former Bill, Antonio Williams, slithers through for a pickup of 5, brought down by the combination of Isaiah Dunn and Quan Alexander for the Jets. So it's 3rd down. Talked about turnovers for the Giants. It's been a huge issue for them. Daniel Jones in particular, but the most fumbles in the NFL last season. Also had a ton of injuries last year. They dealt with a bunch of them in preseason and training camp as well. Guys that were going to be contributors on this team that are now done for the year. Clock winds down. Giants are trying to say the Jets move, but it looked like they had already hit the 2-minute warning before any penalty would be.
Before any movement,
cured.
we reached the 2-minute warning of the first half. 2 minutes remaining in the half.
We'll come back, final 2 minutes of this first half with a Giant tie game here at MetLife. And coming up on the MetLife Halftime Report, we'll take you for an inside look into the Jets' award-winning Empower Her series featuring the Girls High School Flag Football League. That's coming up on the MetLife Halftime Report. 2 minutes to play in this first half. Preseason game number 3. The Giants facing a 3rd and 5 at their own 13-yard line. Tyrod Taylor left this game with a back injury. Davis Webb in there at quarterback. Webb, protection holds up, slings it underneath. Officials taking a look. Richie James. Jets are saying it's short.
Looks short.
And the punter will come on the field, so the Jets defense does its job. And the Giants will be forced to kick it here with Jamie Gillen.
Comes out of that break a little flat and catches it, goes down to the ground thinking he's got enough. Didn't get enough depth to get that first down, and ultimately comes up short. Always a tough deal with those receivers, making sure they get to the point where they need to be at that first down.
Calvin Jackson waiting for this punt at the 35, but it is a big one. Jackson retreats to the 16. Jackson gets through the first wave. Jackson brought down at the 35-yard line. Giants are indicating the ball popped free. The Jets have it. 67-yard kick and a 19-yard return for Jackson. Corker making the play on special teams.
This is good. This sets up a nice opportunity now here with 1:04 for this offense to go down. 3 timeouts for the Jets, for Mike White to get himself in a position here to run his offense here with 1 minute left.
So the Giants felt that the ball was free. Officials saw that Jackson was already down. From the 35, 1:04 on the clock. 27-year-old Mike White running the offense here. From the gun, gets rid of it. High throw is handled. First down grab from Denzel Mims. Out near midfield, 13 yards on the pass play.
Well, so far so good with Mims here. 2 catches since he's been in.
Timeout called with 58 seconds on the clock, and now a word from the Jets.
Our 2022 story.
One Jets Drive is back. Watch the award-winning series now on youtube.com/NYJets.
2 targets for Sims, 2 catches. Denzel Mims, 6'3", 207, so good size, leaping ability, and has a track background going back to his high school days from Dangerfield, Texas. He's just looking for some respect at this point.
Really is a bit of a project at Baylor, too. Look at what Matt Rule, I remember calling some of those games, and they really had to teach him how to work hard and kind of understand the game. And he came on strong, had a really good season his last year, and that's why the Jets took him. And they saw a lot out of this kid out of college.
First down throw, strong one. Lawrence Cager with that big frame. First down into Giants territory. The Jets are on the move. 45 seconds to go.
Finding a hole in the middle of the field now. That's a couple throws now Mike White has made over the middle of the field against his defense.
White tosses to the outside, and it's offline. Cager was the intended target on back-to-back plays. Incomplete. Micah McFadden in coverage. Linebacker rookie out of Indiana. 12 different receivers have at least 1 catch in this first half for the Jets.
Great the quarterbacks are seeing the field today, and that's not a terrible incompletion. They're in field goal range, so Mike White has to finish the deal. If it's there, take it. You got some timeouts to use here. Be smart, no turnovers.
Mike White, Western Kentucky product. Comfortable in the pocket, throws. Accurate pass to Jeff Smith. And the Jets are inside the Giants 20. They'll spot it at the 19 on that completion. Timeout called by the Jets. 14-yard hookup.
Timeout.
You know, part of the issue with Denzel Mims trying to get an opportunity is the depth that the Jets have at the wide receiver spot. They just kept accruing more talent. With Corey Davis signed last year, Elijah Moore drafted last year, Garrett Wilson drafted this year. Jeff Smith has become a reliable target in that wide receiver room as well. And, of course, Braxton Berrios.
There's been nothing but positives coming out of camp about him. You know, Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh talking about how well he's done. And, you know, to me, I felt like with that trajectory, you just keep plugging away as a player. You keep going, find your value on the team. They'll find ways to use you. It's frustrating. You want to be out there, but you just talked about all that talent. It's not easy, but he's doing his part.
244 total yards in the first half, but 2 turnovers for the Jets. From the gun, White throws it, caught, touchdown, Jeff Smith. Jets take the lead.
It's a nice job by Jeff Smith. He hints to the outside. Safety gets caught out of position, and a really hard throw by Mike White to jam it in there, and nobody's home. Smith's thinking he's going to get hit. He just kind of backpedals in and gets himself a touchdown. It's an excellent 1 minute and 4 second start point drive for this Jets offense at the end of the half.
Mike White pumped up. Jeff Smith rocking the baby to sleep. White 10 of 13, 142 yards and 2 touchdowns as Zuerlein tacks on the extra point with 26 seconds to go in this first half. Good stuff from the Jets' 3rd string quarterback. Just drew a smile out of Joe Flacco in that conversation. Looking at some pictures from that last drive.
Yeah, tight throws. hard spaces, work in the middle of the field. He knew he had 3 timeouts going through there. Listen, 65 yards in 38 seconds. That's an impressive drive for Mike White. 10 for 13, 142, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a really good. He didn't start this game, folks. Came in the second quarter and really has done all his damage here the last couple minutes, couple drives of this game.
So the Jets regain the lead 17-10. They will kick it off to the Giants. Giants are playing their 3rd string quarterback. Jones has not seen a down of duty here this afternoon. The injury to Tyrod Taylor. Joe Flacco getting the start for the Jets in his first action of the preseason. As of this moment, it appears that Flacco would be the man week 1 against Baltimore, but nothing official quite yet. Zuerlein's going to kick it off. Brightwell, the return man. And this one is deep and actually hits the crossbar. Well, defensively, some big plays from the Jets in the first half. Robert Saleh has to be happy with some of the stuff he's seeing, AB.
Yeah, hitting the quarterback, obviously, you know, coming up short as the tacklers, interceptions. You see Michael Carter there as well, and just making sure you're being short tacklers. And these hits that we've seen during this game has been great as well. Quan Alexander with a huge hit on the running back, Antonio Williams. So really setting the tone here so far for this Jeff Ehrlich run defense.
In his second year as the defensive coordinator, formerly coached with Atlanta and Seattle, and at UCLA. Low pass handled by Richie James. Out of Middle Tennessee, 3-yard grab. Stops the clock with 21 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd down and 7.
Think of your Giants here. You do have 3 timeouts. You don't have a lot of time, 21 seconds, but if you can work the middle of the field in that deep middle area like the Jets did, you can get yourself a situation where you can maybe get field goal range with some timeouts.
You know, eventually when you see the Giants in week 1, 3 new starters on the offensive line with Feliciano, Glowinski, and Neal. Webb uncorks it to the sideline. Brought in by Tanner Hudson. 50-year tight end, Southern Arkansas. Played with Tampa Bay and San Francisco. Actually won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. Line of scrimmage is now the 32. Out of bounds with 15 seconds to go, first half. Ryan Santoso would love an opportunity here in the final seconds. Trying to put some tape out there for the rest of the NFL. Giants are very comfortable with their kicker, Graham Gano. It's done good work for the Giants. Signed as a free agent in 2020. 3rd down and 3. Webb on time. Ball pops free, so the catch is not clean. He could not continue all the way through. Richie James in a matchup with Javelin Guidry.
That's a nice job by Guidry, just fighting at the level here. James did a nice job in this game so far. Just can't hold on to it all the way down. You have to complete the catch, and again, just that fight by Guidry doesn't make that possible in the completion.
Yep. Richie James was a high school track star, so appropriate that he got hit there by Javelin. There's a connection there somewhere.
Well done. Well done.
4th down. Gillen mishandles it. He's got that rugby background, so he did not look disheveled at all. And Calvin Jackson is there for the fair catch with a flag thrown at the 38-yard line. We have hit halftime, but the question is, have we actually hit halftime? Was there an ineligible man downfield? Ron Torbert will fill us in.
Ineligible player downfield on the kick. Number 81 of the kicking team. That penalty has been declined.
That's it.
That is the end of the first half.
Halftime in East Rutherford with the Jets leading the Giants 17-10. Coming up next, we've got the MetLife halftime report. Jets got some good quarterback play from Mike White, some big plays defensively as well, and they lead the Giants at the... Back here at MetLife, let's check out the first half stats presented by BMW with the Jets in front 17-10, 218 yards through the air, thanks in large part to the play of Mike White. And the Jets have the lead as we start this second half. Ian Eagle along with Anthony Beck, Otis Livingston down on the sidelines. Some thoughts here from this first half. Mike White is the third quarterback for the Jets, as we know, behind Wilson and Flacco. Got to be very satisfied with the way he handled himself in that first half.
Yeah, I would agree. Passing wise, he did an excellent job hitting 10 of 13 passes in this game, and he's been given an opportunity to go out there and run this offense. Very effective. Gave the ball to receivers, catchable spots. Some really nice throws in the middle of the field. You see Berrios able to make something happen for his quarterback. That's something you're looking for as well. And that last 1 minute drive right before the half really sealed the deal offensively. So really finished it off well with that touchdown pass to Vincent Smith. So again, his performance has been phenomenal, and he'll get some more reps probably in the second half as well.
What stood out for you defensively in that first half? We saw a lot of the starters in there trying to get some pressure, trying to set a bit of a tone for what we might see in the regular season.
Yeah, listen, I thought the energy was a lot better. These guys really came together. I thought the first preseason game when they got more reps, they were kind of lethargic a bit starting the football game. Today, much different. Bringing some pressure up front, getting close to that quarterback, really, making it hard for them to make plays for the Giants offensively, and I think the tackling's been a lot better as well.
All right, let's dig a little deeper. What ABCs, you see that, ABCs? Brought to you by Genesis.
Yeah, well, I think from an offensive standpoint, you like the way that the passing game's been. It's very, very efficient. Defensively, we talked about the energy's been good. On the downside, the negative is the turnovers offensively weren't really good. And, of course, defensively, a lot of blitzes, packages, a lot of opportunities to get to the quarterback. Just didn't quite finish on some of those. Want to make sure those things happen here in the second half and really take advantage of those opportunities when they're giving it to you.
So 1 half of football left in this 2022 preseason before these two teams will get ready for the real thing. The way things are set up now in the NFL, you've got that built-in bye week. So instead of the 4 preseason games, it's 3 preseason games, a week off to get your teams ready physically, mentally, make some decisions in terms of your roster, and then you get it started in earnest in a couple of weeks from now.
And a couple joint practices are helpful as well, right?
Sure.
So all those opportunities to kind of get yourself ready has really helped this Jets team. And again, health is the biggest thing. Get through this second half. Both teams getting through the second half so they can start their season right.
So Braden Mann kicks it off. We've seen Mann and Zerline. Both are very effective on kickoffs. This is a touchback coming out to the 25-yard line for the New York Giants. Back injury for Tyrod Taylor. He was 2 of 4, 29 yards and an interception. So Davis Webb played the majority of that first half, 8 of 12 for just 35 yards. Giants have had 6 different receivers register at least 1 catch. Compared that to the Jets, 12 different receivers in the first half got their hands on the football. Start of the third quarter. We'll update you on some personnel moves here. Jashaun Corbin, rookie running back out of Florida State. Had a touchdown last week in the victory over Cincinnati. Webb trying to get out of it. And we'll pick up a couple of yards, but Bryce Huff made sure it wasn't a big gainer. Just 2 yards on the play.
Really like Huff's game today. I mean, he has been very close to getting to the quarterback, but his energy coming off the line of scrimmage, his push, he's got a lot of fire. And listen, he understands there's a lot of depth at this defensive line. You got to maximize your opportunities. He's done that in this game.
It is all backups now for the Jets defensively. Webb, sidearm toss, underneath catch made by Alex Bachman. What a game he had last week in that victory over Cincinnati. 11 catches, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. Webb was 22 of 27 for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. Giants will have some decisions to make at that wide receiver position. Brian Dable, Joe Shane, the GM, 43 years old, had been the assistant GM in Buffalo, stints with Miami and Carolina. 3rd down and 3. Webb pats the ball, throws on the money to Keelan Doss. 1st down, Giants.
Nice job by Doss staying flat there. A little limpy after that one, but it's a good catch by him to get the first down. It's their first third down conversion, I believe, for the Giants today in this game.
So line of scrimmage is just across the 40-yard line. Webb, soft toss, out to the flat. Corbin, he's out of bounds as he crossed the 45. Undrafted free agent out of Florida State, transferred from Texas A&M. Had 887 yards last year for the Seminoles and 7 touchdowns. Getting an opportunity in this second half as the featured running back. Motion man is Doss. Give is to Corbin. Corbin, the blast for a first down into Jets territory. He got hit down low on the play by Ashton Davis, third-year safety out of Cal.
Yeah, we talked about earlier the Jets hitting a downhill run. Here's the same thing. Look at that big gap right there for the running back to get through. He's able to hit that strong, and that's what you want for a running back. Now you're one-on-one with the safety. It's an excellent job by Davis in space to make that tackle, but a great run by that young running back Corbin.
Mentioned injuries to Bellinger and Holmes. Both are out for the rest of today for the New York Giants. 12:25 and ticking in this third quarter. It's Corbin again. Tackled just short of the 40-yard line by Tony Adams, rookie from Illinois, undrafted free agent. Playing safety, played some cornerback for the Fighting Illini. 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7. Wrapping up this preseason, a reminder that all around the league, 27 players from each team will be told that they're not going to make the 53-man roster. Handoff to Corbin once again, and then it gets interesting because you could get picked up at that point off of waivers. You could be selected to be part of a 16-man practice squad. You could bounce around for a couple of days with potential opportunities. That's when you just have this fire drill around the NFL of who fits where and who has scouted whom to maybe bring them in to be a part of their team. 3rd down and 4. Davis Webb, 6th-year quarterback from California. It is incomplete. He's trying to hit Jalen Moore, first-year wideout, formerly of the practice squad with Baltimore. Played his college ball at UT Martin.
Yeah, Jalen Moore probably tries to let this ball get into his body a little bit, tries to hug the ball into air as he catches it, maybe try to get his hands out and pluck it, but we're going to be well short of the first down marker.
55-yard field goal attempt or a 4th and 4. Giants are without their main kicker, Graham Gano. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Motion man Corbin. Webb, sling it out. Corbin's wide open and he's got room. Pushed out of bounds. The Giants convert. Nasruldeen there on the shove, but the damage had already been done, AB.
Yeah, you know, kind of some natural picks with the tight splits on both sides. You see the receivers there just kind of push in front of the linebacker, and the safety number 45, excuse me, that's Nasruldeen, the linebacker, can't get across. Well designed. Webb runs it perfectly. Nice catch by Corbin.
Drive remains alive. Webb from the gun. Step and throw. Good catch made by Moore out along the sideline. And he's out of bounds. Picks up 3 yards in the process.
We talked about Webb with his experience in this offense. You know, they're audible and he's checking at the line of scrimmage. You probably don't get a lot of that from your third quarterback in the league.
Good point.
There's more flexibility for them offensively, and you take those chances like you did there on 4th down to potentially move the chains.
And every stop that he's made, people have talked about his acumen and his ability to coach. And we're one day down the road that could be part of his future. Sidearm toss. And the catch is made. Toivonen out of North Dakota. Big target, 6'4", 212 pounds. Flag thrown on the play.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Devery Hamilton called on the hold. The Giants have some decisions to make on that offensive line as well. Just getting healthy. Shane Lemieux still dealing with injuries. They were hoping to pencil him in at the left guard position. He may not be ready to go for the regular season opener. Rookie out of North Carolina, Joshua Azudu, might get the call, but he's not available today as well. After the penalty, 2nd and 17. Webb. Low throw, and it is handled by Travis Toivonen.
And to really add to the line you talked about with the Giants, I actually think there's some good upgrades here. Glowinski's a guy, a tough, rugged inside guard that came over from Indianapolis. Feliciano's a Buffalo player that came over. He's going to be moved to center. And, of course, their first-round draft pick, Evan Neal, that's going to lock down that right side with Andrew Thomas on the left. It's an upgradable offensive line, much different than the past.
3rd down and 6. The question is whether or not that was a clean grab. That happened right in front of Robert Saleh. He has tossed the replay red flag. Did he trap it? Did he get it clean?
The New York Jets have challenged the ruling on the field on the previous play of a completed catch. We will review the play. Timeout on the field.
It is Travis Toivonen out of North Dakota. We'll see what the officials think when we come back. Jets. Jets have challenged the call on the field, which was called a clean catch. Ron Torbert has taken a look. Few looks, in fact.
Yeah, the ball can touch the ground as long as the ball's secure, right, Ian? So it looks like that's what it looks like he did. Hard to tell on the turnaround there, but the hands are under. Is there a little movement there? It's a tough call. Does a nice job of rolling himself away from the camera, which is always helpful.
Again, just going off past experiences, the longer it takes usually means that they're deciding that this one might get called back because they have to determine where the ball is going to be, how much time is remaining. If it's an open and shut case, they usually just come right out and say it. But this is the intrigue of the preseason challenge.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called.
There you go. Of course.
New York will be charged with the first time out of the half.
I'm with you. It looked like it was a clean catch. There was nothing on replay that indicated that they were going to turn that one over and call it back. So catch goes into the stat sheet for Travis Toivonen out of Red Wing, Minnesota. We'll resume play here with 9:27 to go on the 3rd. Webb has been hot on this drive for the Giants. They'll work from the gun inside the 15. Timing route, floats it high, incomplete, flag throw. Keelan Doss in a matchup with Isaiah Dunn.
Pass interference. Defense number 27. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
Yeah, but both players are fighting here. You see a little grab. The one thing I do like Dunn is get his head around. You're allowed to have a little combatant with the receiver there. I think that initial grab before his head got around was a de facto there, but wasn't terrible by Dunn there on that play. Watch here, they're fighting. Both of them are kind of pulling and grabbing. He does try to get his head around. That's well coached right there by Dunn doing that. But again, maybe it's a little too much in the officials' eyes.
Keelan Doss, former member of the Jets practice squad, helps set up the Giants on the doorstep. 1st and goal. Corbin, the running back. Corbin gets the call. Second effort. Corbin trying to push, and he's in. Touchdown, Giants. Jets believe they had him stopped. It's a 1-yard touchdown run for Jashaun Corbin.
It's a good job. It's kind of Corbin's drive here. Keeps fighting, extend his arm. Webb's obviously excited, making the play call there for the official easy. But this is really his drive. Big catch on 4th down. Out of the backfield, had a couple nice sparks and runs there, and on the goal line able to extend out. It's a nice drive by the Giants.
12 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 44 seconds. And now looking to tie it up with Santoso, fill-in kicker. Also punted in college at Minnesota. It's been with the practice squads on the Giants, Tennessee, Detroit, the Rams. Call has been confirmed. every scoring play reviewed, so they were just making sure that he crossed the plane, which he did. Santoso straight through. 17-17, 9:16 to go. Third quarter. Giants go 12 plays, 75 yards. Corbin caps it off with a 1-yard touchdown. And we are knotted up at 17 apiece here in the third quarter. Jets and Giants share this stadium. MetLife opened back in 2010. So the 13th year that this has been the home of the Jets and the Giants. Zonovan Knight, the return man. He's not going to take it out of the end zone. Out to the 25. Well, there's always been something wrong with Esther. Watch her terrifying origin story in the thrilling prequel, Orphan, First Kill. Now streaming on Paramount Plus, rated R. Head to ParamountPlus.com/Orphan First Kill to try it for free. So a lot of changes on the offensive line here for the Jets. Pierce Baker now in there handling the snapping duties. Handoff, good cut by Ty Johnson. Takes it up the middle and a modest gain as he carries for 3.5, nearly 4.
You talk about a lot of these tight position battles and really the depth of the position. Really, special teams is a de facto line. Like, which guys can help you in a special teams situation, can, run down, cover kicks, all those different things. That's what's going to keep you on this roster, because they're going to need special teams guys. They can't use starters for all of them. So these guys in these roles, like a Ty Johnson, some of these players have to be productive there.
Grant Herman's in on the offensive line. Nate Herbig as well. Outside catch made by Cager. And that skill level of Cager continues to flash. You talked about the fact that he's a polished wide receiver learning the tight end position, but the wide receiver skills stand out when he's out on the field.
Yeah, really good hands, can catch the ball in traffic, can move around a little bit as well, putting on that weight. And if he's a guy they keep around on practice squad, does he stick around? Another team may want to pluck him away. So again, as you kind of go through this and make these decisions, always tough there when you have to put guys on practice squad.
White has been terrific. 11 of 14, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trying to convert here on 3rd and 1, and it will be enough with Johnson. Had to get to the 35. He just crossed it to move the chains. Tackle made by Zimenez. The injury to Thibodeau, injury to Ojulari, and no certainty yet that those two guys will be ready to go for the Giants in week 1. And that's where that extra week comes in, though, for teams that are dealing with preseason injuries. They get that added time to make sure that players will be ready to go. Play fake. White drives it downfield, and a first down grab by Denzel Mims. Into Giants territory on another strong throw from Mike White. Nate Meters back there with Darren Evans for Big Blue.
Yeah, always nice. A good job turning the defender. Mims making it and staying friendly, meaning coming back towards on a straight line towards the line of scrimmage, able to stick it right in there. Good accuracy for 17 yards by Mike White.
Clock is rolling, under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. First down for the Jets. Back to the ground game, and this time it is Knight. Gets wrestled down after a gain of 5. Knight is the rookie out of NC State. Calitro, who has seen a lot of action for the Giants today, makes the stop on the defensive end.
Calling his name out quite a bit for the Giants. Really good inside middle linebacker today. He's got the interception, pick 6. Made a nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage as well. So he's getting his opportunity today, Ian, to make his claim on the position.
Giants lost a linebacker, Darren Beavers, torn ACL. They were very high on him. Rookie 6th round pick out of Cincinnati. Another carry for Knight. 2-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and manageable here for the Jets.
Jets really like Knight. Very strong, powerful runner. A little difference between him and the other backs is he's a downhill guy. His nickname coming out of college is Bam, and they call him Bam now because he knows how to get downhill and get those tough yards. So just a bigger body guy that really adds to the list of players they have in this backfield.
First team all ACC for the Wolfpack. This is a 3rd and 3. Fake the jet sweep, handoff, keep the legs churning, and they're going to mark him short of the line to gain. He got across it, but had already gone down on initial contact. So now what do? You're looking at 4th and probably a yard.
Hey, let's go, right? I mean, there's no ties, right? Well, there is ties, but you want to try to get an opportunity here to push the ball forward, get more snaps, trust your offensive line, give the young guys a chance to get some push.
So, 4th down. Ty Johnson comes in. Long count, White. And Johnson redirects. Now the question is whether or not he got their forward progress. It doesn't appear that he did. The Giants formed a wall. Johnson didn't like what he saw initially. He tried to loop it, and he comes up short. Yeah. Roche and Corker, the combination for the Giants.
It seems like, initially they got good pushers. A hole that's going to come here on the backside. He just can't stick his foot on the ground and get those yards and get low enough. Bad leverage. Good.
Back here at MetLife, Jets GM Joe Douglas entering his 4th year with the organization. Nice enough to join us here for a stretch in this 3rd quarter. Joe, Iron Eagle, Anthony Beck, appreciate your time as always.
Yeah, good to be with you guys.
So as the Giants take over here, let's delve a little deeper into your group and this team that you've assembled. Obviously, you had a visual on draft day, free agency, of what this team would look like and how it would form and shape. What are your feelings heading into the regular season on what this group brings for the 2022 Jets?
Yeah, I think going into the draft, going into the offseason, obviously we wanted to upgrade talent, upgrade people. Feel like we were able to address a lot of areas of need. Wide receiver, tight end, pass rusher, offensive.
All right, lost Joe there for a second. We'll reconnect with him after the catch made by Austin Allen. 4 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. So the Giants on the move with this game tied up at 17 apiece. Anthony, you and I talked about it. This draft heavy in talent, and one of those drafts that can change the course of a franchise if the Jets hit on all the guys that they think will be impact players. Quick throw, catch is made by Corbin, releasing out of the backfield for 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is look at this. I mean, you're talking about guys that are going to bring really some help now. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Sauce will be out there. Garrett, we've seen him. Johnson, Hall's a first-round talent. Ruckert again. He's an untapped potential tight end who had a lot of skill around him at Ohio State, probably underused. They love Max Mitchell and what he's been bringing to the table. And we've seen Clemens, the havoc he can reach, and his intensity in chasing down quarterbacks and runners, just great intensity.
Catch and run by Bachman, working out towards the sideline, hit by Tony Adams on the play. Joe, you back with us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. Thanks so much. So you were talking about the additions at wide receiver and tight end, some of the other areas that you addressed.
Yes, also defensive end. I feel like we added some top-level pass rushers. Bringing in guys in free agency, we were able to bring in some guys, some veteran leadership presence, guys like C.J. Azoma, Tyler Conklin, Whitehead, Lakin Tomlinson. So feel good about the quality of people we added there. And then the draft, especially in these first 4 picks, we're able to attack some areas of need, and really all these rookies have come out and showed well in the preseason.
Joe, you talked about the rookies. You tapped some of those newer experienced guys. How important, not only did you get high-end free agent players, but these are winners, guys that came from places where they won championships, been to the playoffs, been to Pro Bowls, kind of changing that culture of the locker room for a year or two of Coach Sally.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was a point of emphasis going in the offseason. Being able to add guys that have been in big moments, been in championship caliber games, played well in championship caliber games. It was a big point of emphasis for us.
Joe, Zach Wilson, obviously such a big part of this team. First and foremost, the availability. I know that's a wait and see how the next week goes, 2 weeks go. But maybe more importantly, big picture, what do you see in year 2 in terms of maturation and development from Zach?
Yeah, I'd say first off, his rehab is very much on track, so he's progressing great from the procedure. And I think just in terms of his development, I think we saw him coming back from injury last year. You felt like the game slowed down for him. He got in rhythm. He was really executing the offense, playing good, efficient football. That carried over into OTAs. That carried over into training camp. You could see the game slowing down for him. He's making great decisions, building great chemistry with his wide receivers and tight ends.
Joe, talk about, I played in the league a long time. I've been on some really good organizations, and I've been on not so good where GM and head coach are not on the same page. I mean, it's just a big reason why teams aren't successful. Talk about your relationship with Robert Saleh, how that started, and how you've continued to work with him, getting the players he needs, and making sure you have that continuity to build something special.
Yeah, even though this is the first time that Coach Saleh and I have been able to work together, we see football through the same lens. And we try to keep the main thing, and it all starts up front with the offense and defensive line, and making sure we have great people to get after the quarterback, protect the quarterback, and fill in the playmakers around them. So I think our relationship, we see football the same way, and he's brought in such a great group of teachers, high energy teachers, and the guys have really responded.
Final seconds of this third quarter. Giants are not going to snap it. Joe, do you have a few more minutes for us? We have a couple more topics you want to hit.
Absolutely.
All right, Joe Douglas is going to stick with us as we start the fourth quarter from MetLife. This game tied at 7. Start of the fourth quarter. It's not too late to lock in your 2022 Jets season tickets. Be there for every exciting matchup this season at MetLife Stadium as the green and white take on some of the biggest names from around the league. Secure your seats today at nyjets.com/season tickets or call 800-469-5387. Giants have a 2nd down and 7 to start the fourth quarter. End zone touchdown. Austin Allen. Davis Webb on the money, and the Giants take the lead. 18 yards on the grab.
A little good play design here, just extended them wide. They pulled a running back out to the left as well. Linebacker gets put in that awkward situation. Do I run with the tight end? Do I stay short with the linebacker? Safety's not there in time. And the rookie, Austin Allen, taking an opportunity there at the tight end position for the Giants.
Santoso on for the extra point. And he knocks it through to give the Giants a 24-17 lead. Just underway in the fourth. We'll be rejoined by Jets GM Joe Douglas when we come back to East Rutherford. Final preseason game. Early fourth quarter, Giants take the lead over the Jets. 9 plays, 61 yards. Allen, the 18-yard touchdown reception. More right now with Jets general manager Joe Douglas. Joe, the next few days, take us through what that will look like from a GM's perspective. A lot of moving pieces, I'm sure, and obviously cut down day on Tuesday, but that's when you guys really have to lock in to round out your roster, correct?
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, cut down's a tough day because we got to say goodbye to 27 guys and hopefully bring 16 of them back for our practice squad. But it's a tough day just because these guys have given everything they've had for the last few months, and so it's tough saying goodbye to some of these guys. But we transition into the cuts, and so our pro staff, our personnel staff. Led by Rex Hogan, Chad Alexander, Greg Nejma, they've been on top of really 31 other teams and cut possibilities. So when the waiver comes out on Tuesday, we're going to be ready. If we see an upgrade, we'll be able to put a claim in and go from there.
Joe, I try to do this little exercise, put my GM hat on. They don't pay me as much as they pay you to do this job. But when I look at your depth, I look at positions like running back, tight end, defensive line. Like, I got to think that maybe there may be some trade options. I got to think teams are calling maybe potential that kind of action happen because you have so many good players, depth on your roster. It's hard to kind of manage those guys just on practice squad to maybe get some more value back for those guys.
Yeah, Anthony, you're right. Especially at those positions you touched on. We feel like we've added a lot of quality depth. Tight end, running back, wide receiver, D-end, safety group. So it's a very difficult decision to get down to 53 this year. And then once the cuts come out and fielding calls, we'll see what trade opportunities present themselves.
And it's also an indicator when you waive players and they get picked up by other teams. You've had 4 players, the most in the NFL, waived since July 27th to get scooped up by other teams, which is a validator in many ways that you guys made some strong selections during the free agent process and beyond.
Yeah, that's a credit to Coach Saul and the staff because he always says, hey, look, you do the things we ask. You strain, you work hard, you pick up the playbook, and you put good plays on tape. And, there's 31 other teams out there. So if you're not going to make this team, you're going to have an opportunity somewhere else. And those guys bought in. All these guys are just playing their hearts out.
Joe, as the Jets get ready to punt here, any update with Denzel Mims? We understand the situation. This is a guy that just really wants to play and wants to be a part of it. But you're the GM making decisions on what's best for the football team as well. Any update you can provide?
Yeah, no updates, I would say, other than, he's had 3 targets, 3 catches. He's looked good. Denzel obviously wants to play. He wants to be a starter. We have a really deep wide receiver room. And Denzel's a valued member of that group, and you guys see what he can do, especially on those play action, those glance routes, using that big frame, big catch radius. See him running down there on as a gunner on punt, cover and kick. So, he brings a lot to the team. So, we want what's best for Denzel. We also have to do what's right by the organization.
Hey, Joe, we wish you the best. I know it's going to be a busy few days, but good luck this season. We'll talk to you down the road.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Joe Douglas, GM of the Jets. More to come from MetLife. Back here in East Rutherford, it really hasn't been a heat miser kind of day. It's been warm, but not that hard line sun that can beat you up over the course of a Sunday afternoon in August. This is a true simulation of getting ready for the regular season. 1 o'clock Sunday kickoff for both of these teams. Webb flushed out of the pocket. Webb on the move and will get out of bounds. Webb right at the end avoided Nathan Shepard, who got a little piece of him to set up second down for the Giants.
I've really been impressed up front by, you talked about Shepard, but how about Clemens? This guy he's got a motor, man. He chases, and if you're a quarterback and you start looking back and you see him, I run a little faster. Tyrod Taylor took a huge hit today, falling down, knocked him out of the game, but he's been really active of finishing every snap, which obviously as a rookie is really good.
Sandro Platzguma is the running back out of Austria. Toss it to the outside. Catch is made by Alex Bachman, and he took a shot. And the Jets got to the football very quickly. Time to take a look at our MetLife Jets profile. All right, who you got, Anthony?
Yeah, well, let's stay with Clemens, right? I mean, listen, this guy was selected in the 4th round, but a lot of people that I talked to when he was in the SEC was one of the more dominant pass rushers they had. Some, there was a little bit of baggage, some talk about, his maybe his style play or some of the things that he's done. But I'll tell you, he's done nothing but work since he's been here in a Jet uniform, and I think he's living up even more than his 4th round draft pick. So really impressed with what he's done so far early on in this training camp and preseason.
3rd down and 6. Giants trying to convert. Webb downfield, and it's incomplete in the area of one Jalen Moore, but the Jets had it well covered on the outside, and then any kind of safety valves that Webb would have had. So it's 4th down for the Giants.
It gets hard, too, because we just talked to Joe Douglas about the depth of the defensive line, in particular DN. Well, guess what? We're late in the game. They still got really good pass rushers in there. Huff's in there. I mean, heck, he was taking reps in the 1st quarter. He's still out there with his motor. Clemens, some of these other players. So just really good with the depth of this team.
Gillen, no rush. Another big kick from Gillen. Jackson will let that one bounce, and it sits there. It'll be a touchback, but boy, it was close to being near perfection on the punt unit. He's got a lot of lettuce and a big leg. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. And by Genesis, the Genesis GV80. Life is defined by the choices we make. Define yours. Some great news recently. Longtime Jets defensive lineman, member of the New York Sack Exchange, Joe Klecko, named as one of the 3 finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame senior selection process. Final selection will take place ahead of the Super Bowl this February. Streveler in there, throws on the move, and the catch is made out near the 30-yard line, and it is Denzel Mims with the hands covering 9 yards. The resume on Klecko: 12 years with the Jets, 2 first-team All-Pro selections, a 4-time Pro Bowler, led the NFL in sacks in 1981 with 20.5. Chuck Howley, Ken Riley, the other finalists. Anyone that knows Joe knows how he conducts himself and the pro that he was, and the fact that he's getting this recognition. It is really nice to see.
Yeah, well deserved. I mean, talk about a legend. He's in the rafters here. Just an excellent career. Got to know him quite a bit. He's from right outside of Philly, right where I was born and raised. Went to St. James High School, the Temple. Played against his son, who won 3 Super Bowls.
Yep.
Dan as well, when in college, when he was at Temple, against them and in the league. So just, it's awesome. I mean, you know, talk about a guy that's just the epitome of what the Jets were back in the day. When I was here as a player, you know, you just saw everything he done. You know, you see his name, his pictures are all over the building. You know, he is a recognizable piece of the history of this team, and I'm just happy for him and his family to get this opportunity.
And he was in Smokey and the Bandit, and Smokey and the Bandit 2, and Cannonball Run.
Residuals on that? What do you think those checks are coming in?
I think he's getting $4.70 every so often.
He's living right.
First down, Streveler down the sideline, intercepted. A flag is thrown. Picked off out on the perimeter by Nate Meters. The marker, though, thrown down at the 35.
I think Denzel Mims got held here. Maybe they'll call defensive holding.
Pass interference.
Yep.
Defense number 35. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
So the pass interference call works against the Giants right there. So the interception is taken off the board. Jets drive continues at the 35-yard line.
And the legend of Streveler continues. How about his preseason? He's really opened up some eyes. Competitor. He's been grinding through a lot of different opportunities, and maybe he can find himself a home here with the Jets.
Elijah Griffin was the guilty party. Streveler tosses it in there. Catch made falling down at the 41-yard line, and they have been featuring Denzel Mims. Hey, if you're tuning in to see coverage of the college football kickoff, it can be seen on our sister station, WLNY. Second down and 3. Streveler, he's been fun in this preseason. A lot of energy. You could tell the guys like playing with him, what he brings to the huddle. Formerly with the Arizona Cardinals. Fake the handoff, Streveler, short toss, catch, and first down. There is Ruckert getting in on the action for the Jets, the rookie out of Ohio State who grew up a Jets fan.
Yeah, I really like this kid. Again, I just think there's a lot of untapped potential with him, being that they really weren't able to use him as much at Ohio State because of Olave, and Garrett Wilson is here playing receiver. But Long Island kid, like you said, I know his he's fired up, but he's a complete tight end. He can do everything. He's got sure hands, like you said, and we talked about the possibilities for him. And I know he's battling a little bit of a foot issue from early on in the year, and he's coming along really well.
Running back is Knight. New set of downs to work with at midfield. We're down to 8:52 to go in this fourth quarter. Oh, wow. Explosion by Knight. Zonovan Knight hits the hole hard and accelerates for a first down and then some. 22 yards. The chase down by Corker.
Yeah, great job of blocking on the left side. Look at Yadoba. Good job cutting back by the left guard as well. Glasser, a rookie, undrafted. And then there's Bam, right, the big back. Downhill, doesn't miss the hole, sticks his foot in the ground, and he's able to break that tackle there and get a nice gain. It's a good job all the way across the board by this Jets offense.
So Knight is going to get a breather. Motion man is Ruckert on first down inside the Giants 30. Jets are trailing by 7. Handoff, try that shake and bake move, and nothing doing for Perine. It'll be second down and long. Get your local news 24/7, no matter where you are. CBS News New York, streaming on the free CBS News app and Pluto TV. Loss of 1 on the play. Chris Streveler, undrafted free agent, came out of South Dakota, played in the CFL with Winnipeg. Part of a championship Grey Cup in 2019, was on the practice squad with Baltimore. Mentioned the cup of coffee with Arizona. And a timeout call. Play clock was down to 1. Jets will use it.
First charge, timeout.
Jets will face a 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you, Denzel Mims, there's been a lot of down talk about him, but he's shown up today. I was actually anxious to see how he'd do with all the talk and everything, and he's really came out and played. 3 catches today, actually 5 targets, 5 catches today. I was way off on that one, not giving him credit, but just a really good job. But listen, decisions have to be made. Joe Douglas talked about it. I mean, listen, I don't think he's going anywhere. He's going to be on this team for now, and then moving forward, if they can have those conversations and make it right.
Streveler, end zone, Denzel Mims, touchdown, Jets. Mims wants an opportunity, and he just got one to the tune of 29 yards. Harrison hand in coverage, and it's Streveler to Mims for the score.
Unbelievable. I mean, talk about backing it up, right? I mean, this guy's shown out today. 6 chances, 6 catches. He's got a touchdown. And how about the comeback man here? Whenever you're down, just put Streveler in. They'll get you right back in the ball game for this football team. Pretty impressive, though. But I'll tell you, Mims doing a good job in this game, really stating his claim, whether he's here or not. He's increasing his value across the board.
Well, he's been a topic of conversation after Mims' agent requested a trade from the Jets. Yeah, obviously, the job that Joe Douglas has is to make the best decisions for the organization. And the question is whether or not there's going to be a spot on this roster and he's going to be comfortable with his role. Was he in bounds all the way?
Yeah.
That is a spectacular grab and concentration to stay in bounds and haul it in.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for, right? This is the kind of player I saw at Baylor. I mean, last couple of years, whether not knowing the playbook, trying to come along, had some health, battling some health issues last year, and then this year kind of put himself in the offseason, really dedicated himself. And, look, this is how you get more time. This is how you get in front of the coaches and say, listen, you know why I want to play? Because I'm doing things like this. So I think that's what's important. If you go out there and do it as a player, okay, that's how you get your opportunities in this league. And right now, Mims is doing it. I just don't think he's going anywhere with this team. I think he's a player that can help them.
So his feet were in just as he's taking the ball. The question is whether or not there was a bobble and then the elbow there. Do they determine that he had possession of it before that elbow hit the white along the sideline? The Giants automatically indicated, no, he's out. He's out. Yeah. The call on the field was a touchdown, and
after review, the ruling on the field stands as called.
It's going to stand.
Touchdown.
It's preseason, Ian. Everything gets thrown out the door, right? Just give the kid the catch. His agent's in the box too. He's like, hey, listen, just let him have it. Let him go.
So Denzel gets the official touchdown. Dable shaking his head. 7 plays, 80 yards, 4.5 minutes. The Jets trying to tie this one up with Zuerlein. 7:19 on the clock. 24-24 in the preseason finale. Jets and Giants both 2-0 in the preseason. And the mystery of what the Jets are going to do in regards to Denzel Mims. Yeah, obviously, they thought very highly of him to take him in the second round of the draft. So you don't give up talent unless you believe you're getting back something of value. And that's the predicament the Jets are in. I think that's also why Robert Saleh came out and said, hey, look, this isn't over. Yeah. There's still some room here, and there might be an opening to salvage this relationship. And they also made sure to state that Mims is not unhappy about his teammates or the organization. It's just about opportunity at this point in his young career.
Yep.
All right, 7:19 to go. Jets will kick it off. Jets will open the season at home against Baltimore, then on the road in Cleveland. Giants will be at Tennessee, then home for Carolina. Braden Mann to kick it off. Brightwell is deep. And another strong kickoff through the back of the end zone out to the 25. It's been a whole lot of Davis Webb because Tyrod Taylor's day ended early with a back injury. Daniel Jones never put on the helmet. And Webb will now direct this offense with his team all tied up. This was the Taylor injury, and it was the takedown by Michael Clemens on release. Taylor got carted off, listed as a back injury for the veteran QB. Jashaun Corbin, the running back. Taylor out with his teammates along the sideline for the final 7 minutes and change. Play action. Oh, what a snag! Toivonen, first down.
You think he's serious about making this team? I mean, you talked about how big he is. He really goes up for that one and tracks that ball all the way down to his body. Brings it down, makes sure that ball doesn't touch the ground. No, it maybe bounce, but too late.
Exceptional catch by Toivonen. Webb is in rhythm here as he tosses it to Corbin underneath for 4. Downstairs to Otis Livingston.
All right, I'm joined by Jets tight end C.J. Uzomah. C.J., 14 different guys caught passes tonight, many from that tight end room. Talk about the talent that's in that room and the competition, because they have some tough decisions to make as leadership here at the New York Jets.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. We had a meeting yesterday, and we had a positional meeting, and Conk and I were able to kind of talk and say our piece. And to me, like, it's such an awesome room. But tight end is also a unique position. I think it's the best position. But yeah, the talent that we have, it's special. And I truly believe that every person in that room and our room can play. And not just be on the team, but can play. And so, yeah, it's awesome to see the boys eat. It's awesome to see that the quarterbacks are giving the shots out there for sure, too. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun seeing the growth of our room.
Speaking of the quarterback letting you guys eat, Joe Flacco looks like he may be the starting quarterback week 1. Zach Wilson can't make it back. He's Super Bowl champion. Came into camp as a backup, obviously. But talk about the way he's pivoted and how much confidence you guys have in him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm glad he's in the locker room because I feel like an old man right now with these young guys. But no, he's a heck of a player, honestly, and he sees the game in such a unique way, being in the league for a while.
A veteran.
Yeah, being a veteran. We'll say being a veteran. And so, yeah, I'm able to go up to him, and Conk and all the tight ends are able to go up to him and ask him how he sees the game. Yeah. And it helps us out. It makes our job easier to be like, hey, if you see this, what can we do? Like, just get open. Just do this, and I'll put it on you, whatever. So it's been nice. It's been nice to be able to pick his brain.
Obviously, you were not here last year. You were playing in the Super Bowl. I know there's some guys that pick your brain about what it's going to take for this organization to get there. What do these guys have to do and the organization to start making steps towards that ultimate goal?
Yeah, I put it on us. I put it on us as players. I think, the coaches, they game plan. They give us, the tools and the plays to be successful, and it's up to us. I think the leadership in the locker room is why, we kind of got the people that we got. It's why we had the draft that we had, and it's up to us as kind of the veterans and the younger leadership pieces of this team to come out and say, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what needs to be done in order for us to get to where we want to be.
All right, CJ Uzomah.
Yes.
Yes, looking forward to a great season out of you and the Jets. Ian, back to you in the booth.
All right, Otis, thank you very much. Uzomah already emerging as one of the leaders on this team. Alex Bachman with the grab, trying to get to the stick. And it is enough for a first down. And that was an adjustment. CJ told us when we met with him earlier in the preseason that first day, guys were coming up to him, asking him questions. He was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I gotta get used to this. And he did say after one day, he's like, okay, now I'm ready. I'm ready to answer all the questions and embrace that role, which he has done. They're going to measure it. Bachman gave the first down indication, so I just trusted him.
I like the room. It's going to be special. It's been a while now. Look, I've been pretty much on this thing, watching these tight ends over the years since, I've been gone and a bunch of other players. This is one of the strongest rooms they've put completely top to bottom. They almost got too much talent, which is a great thing to have. And I think they got one of the best tight end coaches, one of the tight end coaches that coached me when I was at the Bucs, and Ron Middleton. So you're talking about all those things come together, and that's going to be, I think, a big reason why Joe Flacco early, and then when Zach comes back, his completion percentage is going to go way up because these two guys are going to be there for him. They're going to be players he can count on and be there to kind of, relieve some of that pressure and really give an opportunity to have a bigger year.
It is a first down for the Giants, so the drive remains alive inside the 35. Platzguma, part of the International Player Pathway Program, is in there. Webb dumps it off. Catch made by Myrick. And limited to a gain of 1 as DQ Thomas, the linebacker, with the tackle. Sunshine bursting through here in the late stages of the fourth quarter. Second down and 9 for the Giants. Both teams trying to make major leaps on the offensive end. The numbers last year were not very good. Jets coaching staff has remained intact with Mike LaFleur calling the plays on offense. Obviously big changes for the Giants with Dable and Mike Kafka now in as the offensive coordinator. Platzguma gets the call for 1 yard. So third down for the Giants. Platzguma has been a part of the practice squad. Played in Austria with the Swarco Raiders Tyrol. Had a couple of their games back in the early aughts. Whoever's willing to pay the fee.
Those miles, man.
Not
those miles.
Oh, great flight to Austria. I watched 14 movies. 3rd and 7. Webb out of the pocket. Webb drifting, throws it away. The Jets got pressure on Webb. Bryce Huff, he's been sniffing around the QB all day long.
And he's been doing it for 4 quarters. It's just unbelievable. All these guys have been really playing hard. I think that's been an emphasis in camp, and really going into this last preseason game, they just wanted maximum effort. I know the defensive coaching staff is really going to be happy about the play of the defensive line in this game.
So it's going to be a 49-yard attempt for Santoso. Made one from 36 yards away. Trying to put the Giants in front. 49-yarder, curving, it's good. Giants take the lead. Ryan Santoso. knocks it through. 27-24, Big Blue.
Problem is too much time for Streveler. Has he been stopped yet? I will have to go back and say. I don't know if he's had a non-scoring drives in the preseason this year. Can you remember?
Yeah, Streveler.
I mean, it's been unbelievable.
He's been money. And come from behind against Philly, come from behind against Atlanta.
Be sick if he did this again. Yeah.
Streveler trying to cement himself as Mr. August. 2:02 to play.
Kid's a gamer, man. He just, I don't know how far he can throw the ball. I mean, the kid can run, he can move. The best thing about him in the first preseason game with the Eagles, he took no snaps that week at quarterback. Actually helped out on special teams and led him down the field on a 2-minute drive. I mean, it's just, you go out there and make some plays, make some with his legs, and I guarantee he'll use his legs here in this drive and try to get some completions. And hey, if Mims is out there, he's going to have some more chances. He's the hot hand, so I'm sure he's going to look for his way as a target.
Return man is Zonovan Knight. They wisely decide not to kick it through the back of the end zone. So this is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Knight taking a lot of time, shedding tacklers, and finally brought down short of the 25. 1:53 to go. The Jets trail 27-24. They've got the football when we come back. The New York Jets are giving one lucky fan a VIP experience to see the green and white host the Ravens September 11th. To enter for your chance to win, text kickoff to 26154. By signing up via text, you agree to receive recurring promotional and marketing text messages from the Jets at the number used when signing up. Message and data rates may apply. Frequency varies. Visit nyjets.com for terms and privacy. 1:53 to go in the preseason. Giants 27, Jets 24. There is no overtime in the preseason. Probably one of the best decisions made by the NFL. I remember a final preseason game for the Jets that did go to overtime. And everybody was looking around like, what are we doing here? Streveler avoids it and makes it happen. Gets out of bounds on a dart to the sideline. Chris Streveler just brings a whole lot of energy.
I mean, he's a dead duck here, right? Like, okay, yeah, just dip, scramble, get around. And then he gets out of bounds, stop the clock, understands the situation. I mean, I don't need a rep in practice. Just put me out there, coach.
Picks up 7 yards. Streveler floats it. Catch made. Couldn't get out of bounds. Ruckert. Clock continues to roll with the Jets down by 3. 1 timeout remaining. That one covers 6 yards. New set of downs for the Jets. Rush coming. Streveler gets rid of it. The hands along the sideline, and Mims could not squeeze it. Incomplete.
Good job by Ruckert there. If you guys saw him before this catch, bring the ball to the official, having the wherewithal, and almost for Mims here pulling that one in would have been tough. Good coverage on the outside. Not a terrible outside throw chance there with a first down play, stops the clock.
Coverage from the rookie out of LSU, Darren Evans. 2nd down and 10 for the Jets. Streveler is now 5 out of 6. From the gun, Streveler. Passes to the outside. Irving Charles breaks away for a first down. Jets sideline fired up. Micah McFadden over there defensively, but not until Charles picks up 13 yards.
Yeah, 210, 15 pounds. Charles is big. Watch the strength to rip away from that tackle, the second one, and then get himself out of bounds. Well done by him, knowing the situation.
Out in midfield, just over a minute to go. The pass is caught from Streveler to Jeremy Ruckert.
Oh, wow, he's out.
And the clock is rolling. Officials did not believe he got out of bounds. Nate Meters makes the play. Denzel Mims was a little slow getting back to the alignment. 2nd and 7. Toss it to him. And he hauls it in, but Mims is limping at this point. Trying to jog it off. That covers 11 yards.
Great timing on this. Just good job. Anticipation, putting the ball right on him. Get him out of bounds. I'm telling you, folks, Streveler is not getting a lot of reps in practice. I mean, this is an excellent job, and Mims obviously out there battling it right now, staying in the game with his hands on his knees.
Anthony Mims has 7 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown, 8 targets. Jets are in business. Streveler unloads, looking long, flag down, incomplete. Jackson in a matchup with Khalil Dorsey, and the penalty marker thrown.
Pass interference. Defense number 31, spot foul, automatic first down.
Good high arcing on the ball here. Defensive back can't find the football. When you're chasing the offensive player and you start climbing his back like you did there against Jackson, that's the issue. It's a 26-yard penalty. That's just as good as completing that pass.
Couple things there. 26 yards, as you mentioned. Mims goes to the sideline and in some obvious pain. Good block by LaMichael Pirine to create a little extra time for Streveler. Jets are knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Streveler throws it. End zone. Incomplete. It was high, and Yeboah climbed the ladder trying to get it. 2nd and goal. 39 seconds to play. Matched up with Zion Gilbert.
What's good about Streveler in these situations here with the ball on the 10-yard line, if you're going to play man-to-man coverage, you better eyeball the quarterback because he can move and scramble and do some things. The Jets do have a timeout left, so it wouldn't be a terrible idea if they start running with the receivers to maybe take a hole and try to dive in for a touchdown.
2nd and goal. Jets looking for the lead. Streveler hooks a pass. Incomplete. Ruckert, the intended target. And it's 3rd and goal with 35 seconds to play.
Oh, so close there. That's good ball placement. I mean, it's a great throw. It would have been a special catch by Rucker, but he just not able to squeeze it down the back of the end zone.
Denzel Mims has rejoined the huddle. Mims lines up on the outside. 3rd and goal for the Jets. Streveler uncorks it. Catch made at the 5. And gang tackle there. Irvin Charles tried to break away. 27 seconds left. It's 4th and goal for the Jets. And a timeout called.
Timeout. New York Giants.
The Giants take the timeout. Robert Saleh. Look, under normal circumstances, you know what you would do. You'd kick a game-tying field goal. In these circumstances,
go for the win.
I think you go for the win.
You know, listen, 5-yard line on the hash. There's a lot of plays. That's the normal kind of distance and design where it kind of opens up more variations here. Now, how much of the playbook, how deep can you go with Streveler, right? Because, you know, again, he doesn't get many reps. These are kind of specific plays here. Let's see how well he's kind of into his playbook. And remember his legs. Does he chance it if it's there, if he can't get it?
4th and goal. 10th play of the drive. Shotgun. Streveler dials it up. End zone. Touchdown. Calvin Jackson.
Unbelievable.
Preseason drama. Streveler owns August.
I mean, this kid's been out of his mind. It's been unbelievable. I mean, there was never a doubt. 4th, 5, doesn't matter. Look at his ball. Air, trajectory, good route, drops it right in. That's a great play call, by the way. Look at his move. Good job by Jackson. Running immediately out of his break. Streveler drops it in. Studied the playbook. Okay, this kid's a baller. Give him the MVP of preseason because he earned it.
He beat Dorsey on the play. That's 15 different receivers for the Jets. Extra point right down Broadway. or right down Route 17 if you want to get a little more specific with your geography. Zach Wilson enjoying it, part of the quarterback room with the Jets. Streveler.
Look at this guy. He looks like a linebacker, first of all. Kind of scary looking. I mean, he's just got that look in his eyes, man. But talk about it intense. He's a gamer, man. That's all you can say. Kid's a gamer. It's great. He's 27 years old, man. He's deserved a shot. And I'll tell you what, he's definitely impressed his staff. And good job by Jackson pulling that one in, getting a chance. He was working early before the game, catching a ton of balls with Miles Austin. Gets his chance to shine. It's great. That's what you love to see in preseason. One more time, Streveler, no doubt about it. Another win, another comeback for the legend.
Every game of this preseason, it's been Streveler at the end leading the Jets downfield into one of those moments. And then the reaction from Streveler and the rest of his teammates. And we'll kick it off. 22 seconds on the clock. Brightwell is the return man. And they're going to let this one bounce through the back of the end zone out to the 25. Giants have 2 timeouts to work with. Streveler getting dapped up along the Jet sideline. And Davis Webb will open up in the 25. Webb has been outstanding. 27 of 34, 175 yards and a touchdown. He played well last week in the victory over Cincinnati. Webb tosses it underneath. Nice move by Platzbuma. 15 seconds to go. That covers 15 yards.
Yeah, took a chance, kind of squirted back in to avoid the tackle. He does get out of bounds. And they're going to have some big gainer down the middle. They do have 2 timeouts. Yeah, I think Davis Webb here's got to take a chance and at least try to force one time.
$15 seconds to play. Webb. Again underneath. Austin Allen works his way out of bounds at the 44-yard line. 9 seconds left. Rashad Wildgoose over on the perimeter for the Jets, limiting Allen to a 4-yard gain through the air. Jets 31, Giants 27. 53rd preseason meeting between these 2 teams. Shotgun for Webb. Gets rid of it. Same target. Allen. And once again, it's Wildgoose there defensively. 4 seconds on the clock.
We get to see the long ball toss now. Hail Mary opportunity here, probably the last play. What a game, though. Pretty action-packed preseason game.
Yeah,
here.
fun one.
I'll tell you. I mean, fans got with how much were the tickets? $3, you said. Was that the original number with the T-shirts they were popping out to the fans?
No, I think they were going for a little higher.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
4 seconds left. Webb steps up, gets out of the pocket. Webb loads it up. Rainbow downfield, knocked away, and it's over. The Jets wrap up the preseason undefeated. They come from behind against the Giants and get it done. 31-27. Chris Streveler is once again the hero for the green and white. Last gasp for Big Blue. And they come up empty. There was a crowd on that one side of the end zone, and the ball was floating the entire way, angling out of bounds. All right, let's set it downstairs. Otis Livingston.
Yeah, and I'm here with The person that Anthony Beck, the former Jet tight end, called the preseason MVP, Chris Streveler, you had an opportunity. Take us through that last drive.
You know, guys just executing, putting the ball in play, and offensive line doing their job up front, and guys making plays, catching the ball, getting out of bounds, and then cover 0 on 4th and 5 and scored on the same play we scored against Philadelphia to the same guy.
And you have had these game-winning drives in the previous 2 games. Now you made it 3 for 3. What is it about you and these clutch moments to win football games?
It's not just me. It's everyone going out in the 4th quarter. All those guys that are fighting for spots and trying to put good stuff on tape and being locked in and ready to execute in clutch moments. So, you know, it's a team effort, and a lot of guys contribute on that last drive, and it's just fun winning football games.
We know some CFL teams are looking at you. We don't know if you're going to make this Jets team. How do you handle this up until Tuesday at 4 o'clock?
You know, I'm at peace with everything. You know, I prepared the best I could every single day and put my best foot forward out here in games, and this stuff's out of my hands. And I've come to accept that through my years in the league, and you know, I'm just thankful for every opportunity in this business, and I don't take anything for granted.
All right, a lot of people may say that it's just a preseason game. It doesn't mean much, but Jets and Giants, what was the emotions going on out there and to get this victory?
I mean, it's just about winning. You know, I wasn't really thinking about the matchup. It's more just about let's go out and execute what we have to do and, you know, put the ball in play and do good things.
You had a great preseason. Congratulations to you. All the best going forward.
Jets.
Ian, Anthony, back to you guys.
All right, Otis, thank you so much. What a moment for Naperville, Illinois native Chris Streveler. The touchdown to Calvin Jackson and the preseason win to finish off the perfect preseason for the Jets. 31-27. Back to wrap things up after this on CBS 2.